Good morning, students. How are you all? I hope you are fine at your homes. Our today's topic is chapter number 1st of unit 3rd. Young Uncle Goes to His Village. Young Uncle Goes to His Village is an extract from Young Uncle Comes to His Town by Vandana Singh. Young Uncle Comes to His Town is a collection of tales by Vandana Singh. In this book, she crafts the character of a man who was enthusiastic about any work that was assigned to him. Young Uncle was a very favorite among all the children. Before starting the chapter, let's have a meaning of difficult words. First word is memorable. Memorable means worth remembering. Exploit means exciting and interesting adventure. Legendary. Legendary means popular and unforgettable. Luscious and ambrosial means heavily tasting, means delicious. Prosaic soul, simplest of beings. Reposing means relaxing. Imperiously means in a commanding tone. Now, let's begin the chapter. Summer had been washed away the monsoon, and after a month of steady rain, the clouds descended to make way for the cooler season. Probably it is a time of August or September. Young Uncle began planning another trip. This time, his father's village where he had spent some memorable summers as a school boy. Why the young uncle wants to go to his father's village? Yes, because he spent some memorable days while he is a school boy. Most of his family had moved out of the ancestral village. So what is the ancestral village? It is a place of origin of one's extended family. But two of his oldest relatives still lived in the village. These were the ancient uncle and his wife, ancient auntie. Who were lived in the village? Yes. Yes, ancient uncle and ancient auntie. Ancient uncle was a young uncle's great uncle, but most people called him ancient uncle because he was very old. Whenever they mentioned him, they would say, "Oh, ancient uncle," and shake their hands because he often didn't behave like a dignified old man of 88. In fact, Sarita's last memory of him during one of his rare visits to their town involved crawling him on hands and knees under the dining table to scare the dinner guests. Ancient uncle had horses and cows, and there were plenty of family stories about their exploits. What is the meaning of exploits? Means exciting and interesting adventures. The children really wanted to go with young uncle to see their unforgettable relative. Legendary relative means popular and unforgettable relative. But their mother put her foot down, meaning her mother denied to go there. What? Go see ancient uncle without me to keep you all out of mischief? Certainly not. But young uncle will be there, said Ravi. Then Ravi said, young uncle will be there. Young uncle plus ancient uncle means even more trouble. Then her mother said, young uncle plus ancient uncle means even more trouble. And then her mother said grimly, And what about the school? The children were disappointed. Young uncle reminded them that this trip would bear fruit in new stories, but they wouldn't smile. Why they wouldn't smile? Because they are refused to go to the village. He told them they three hair-raising old stories about the demon Gobarmal, which cheered them up only a little. This was surprising because the Gobarmal stories were part of family tradition and children loved being terrified by them. What long faces? Young uncle said finally. All right, never mind. Gobarmal and his 7 eyes. Tell me what you want from the village. Then at last, when children are not happy, then young uncle said, tell me what you want from the village. Apart from the unusual fine crop of tall tales, and I'll sure to bring it for you. The 2 older children looked happier. They decided they wanted mangoes more than anything because the village mangoes were the best in known universe. Why they want mangoes? Yes, because the village mangoes were best in the known universe. They grew only in special groves near the village and were large, golden, luscious and ambrosial, means very delicious, enough to inspire poetry in the most prosaic soul. Prosaic soul means simplest of beings. But the baby, being more ambitious than her siblings, wasn't satisfied with mere fruits. She frowned and pondered. So the little baby still not satisfied with fruits because she wants something more. The next day, young uncle's friend Yusuf came to visit. He was the wildlife expert who could make the most amazing animal noises. What he made? Amazing animal noises. And he always liked to entertain the children. This time he brought them a picture book full of all kinds of animals. I am very worried about Neelamgiri National Sanctuary, he said. Then Yusuf said that he was very worried about the Neelamgiri National Sanctuary. It is a small protected forest, one of the large resort of the Indian tiger. But each forest ranger I appointed to look after it leaves after a week or so and will not tell me why. I don't know what the trouble is, and unfortunately I don't have a time to visit Neelamgiri. Then Yusuf said, but listen, it is not too far from your village. Could you look into it for me, my friend? Then young uncle agreed. Then young uncle enthusiastically agreed. Later, when he was showing the baby the animal book, she pointed at the picture of the tiger reposing royally in the forest clearing. Then the baby said, "Duh." She points out the picture of the tiger. "I can't bring you a whole tiger." Then young uncle refused that he can't bring the whole tiger because they won't allow him on the bus. The baby pointed at the tiger's tail. Then again, young uncle refused by saying that the tiger might object. The baby looked impatient. Then she pointed to the very tip of the tiger's tail. A hair from a tip of the tiger's tail? Well, I will try my best, promised young uncle. He didn't know how he was going to do it, especially if the hair was still attached to the tiger's tail. But a promise was a promise. So, 2 days later, young uncle waved goodbye to his friend, his brother and sister-in-law and the 3 children and took a rickshaw to the bus stand. This is the story of the chapter. I hope you are really enjoying the story of the chapter. So, stay